God is going to give you a wife that meets all the conditions that must be met so that you're not tempted beyond what you can bear. But God is also going to give you a wife that He has purposely orchestrated to not meet some of the most important conditions for you. She may, by God's purpose, literally not be what you want in the areas where you most wanted her to be that. Why? Well, let's just ask a question. How can you learn unconditional love if you're married to someone who meets all the conditions? And we can turn that around. Same way with your husband. You may have wanted certain things, and then you're sad the rest of your life because of unmet expectations. He never turned out to be what I wanted him to be. You see, what this is really all about, marriage is about reflecting the love of Christ and the responsiveness of the church. So man is to love his wife, but the wife is to respond to that. But if we get into the thing of I'll respond when he loves or I'll love when he responds, well, that's like eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth, and pretty much everybody's walking around blind with no teeth. You see, the whole idea is the primary responsibility is on us. You say, well, I will love my wife this way when she respects me. Yeah, but there's a real problematic text in 1 John. Why do we love him? Because he loved us first. You pray all your life, I want to be like Christ, I want to be like Christ, I want to be like Christ. Well, what are the things we think we sing about? Do we sing about his wrath? Not much. Do we sing about his judgment? Not much. What do we sing about? His love, his unconditional love, his mercy, his grace.
What's obviously very important here is that he's not saying you must not lead your wife or your family, or even when you're showing Christ to your business and other people. It does not mean you must keep quiet when things are being done that is wrong. You must still speak out, but you must not act out in rage and anger because what is being done to you. You must act out and speak out decently because of what is right and what is true. Many things in business with employees and with your wife and children or whatever, people act out in rage because what is being done to them. This man is not saying that we must accept wrongdoing, and like in many men or in many relationships, the father or the husband just becomes quiet. He just decides, he thinks the root of peace is not saying anything and keeping quiet when wrongdoing's happening. This is not what this man's saying. He's saying you must still speak out regarding wrongdoing, but not in an angry way because you've been wrong, but because you want truth to become more and more a bigger and bigger realization in your loved ones and employees' lives.
What a friend of mine told me, he said, here's what's going on. He said, I've seen this happen with my wife who is godly. I've seen this happen with other ministers. Because you know what's going on? He says, I'm an old man now. This is what's going on. I'm going to tell you. God could give your wife grace to answer in a completely different way. But he's giving you the opportunity to show your wife what Christ is like even in the face of her sin. And every time you get angry, you failed. You just failed. To show her the unconditional love of Christ, and you put yourself right in the center of everything. Wow.
So I just want to say a few things here. Let's just read these quotes from left to right. Anger doesn't solve anything. It builds nothing but can destroy everything. Remember that. In a moment of anger, you can destroy your life. People go to jail for what they've done in a moment of anger. And in South African jails, you get raped and you can get AIDS. So it's actually a death sentence. Then in the middle, nobody makes you angry. You decide to use anger as a response. First, I want to say it's fine to be angry, but we're talking about acting out on anger. Being angry is actually good. God gets angry at wrongdoing, but acting out in a sinful way is wrong. And then the last one, the best way to deal with anger is prevent it. And one of the ways to prevent it is actually getting the wrong people out of your life. Say you're in a very happy business environment where your boss is misusing you, underpaying you, overworking you, abusing you. Who was telling me the other day they in a working relationship that they were abused, like swearing at the people and telling them they're morons and imbeciles and etc., etc. If you are staying in environments with the wrong people, at the end of the day, it's your fault. You're not acting, and yet you're getting angry over and over. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If you're not going to get out of those situations, it's your fault, and you should suffer more and more. Because the Bible tells us to act and move and get away from wicked people. But people think if they shout and scream and carry on in arguments over and over, things are going to change. Many people do not want to change, no matter how many arguments you have with them. Get them out of your life.